everyone, and welcome back. Today I will show you how to have AI tracking and OpenTrack getting set up, which is the software for head tracking that I'm currently using right now. As you can see in the gameplay, I'm moving my head around, which is actually one of the best software for head tracking, but actually having to buy head tracking hardware like Track IR, and they're very expensive. So the first thing you want to do is open a browser, and I'm going to have these down in the description, but you're going to want to open AITrack on GitHub, and you're going to go down to, so that's the whole thing you need. It's going to have to buy currently, click assets, and you're going to go to track.ir and get the zip file. It's just basically just everything you need to download is going to be already set up. It's going to be alpha 0.71, and it's pretty easy. Then you're going to go to OpenTrack, and it's going to be, that's how it's going to appear when you first open it. But you're going to go in this little part here and click on Assets, which will open this drop-down menu and select the OpenTrack 2023 Win32 setup.exe, which will set up the whole thing. Okay, this is the two icons that you're going to have to download after you set them up, subwizard and all that. First thing we're going to go over is AITrack, which is actually going to be the recording things going to be tracking your face. So first, a few settings that we're going to go over is camera, width, height, and FPS, which are just the really basic ones. Just really camera, just like the camera you're using. It can be your laptop camera, your webcam, and whatever you have. And width, height, FPS, that's really up to you. The width and height is just the height of your camera. Then on camera FOV is going to be FOV. Distance is how far it's going to track. And you're going to have your model type, mine is medium, but it really depends on what camera you have. Here you can see the IP and the port. It's going to be the same on all computers as 127.0.0.1 for the IP, and port is 4242. It's going to set up automatically. If it doesn't, just know that's the value you need. Now, here's how it looks. It basically just moves left, right. It tracks your facial features, which is actually really nice compared to something like Track IR, which tracks 2 points. It just tracks your whole facial features, which means you can use it for stuff. And actually here I am showcasing how it works in dark, but you need to have it in the light so it tracks better. In the dark, it can still track, but it will be just not really reliable per se. So it's just better to have it lights on. Now here is going to be the OpenTrack, which is going to be a little bit more complicated, but it's still doable. So first thing you're going to do, it's already connected to it, but you're going to have to put UDP over network in the input, which is going to be track IR. In the output, you're going to have a bunch of stuff, but I recommend putting FreeTrack 2.0 enhanced and click it to enable both, which will make it just a lot more smoother, way better. And then finally, it's going to be the filter. There's a bunch of them, and just click Excella. It's going to be the best one. It works for me. It's going to be fine. That thing is going to be the different settings that you can save. I just have it as the default one because I don't really use it for anything other than War Thunder. So I don't really need it to change much, but as just in case you want to change it. Now we're going to go over keybinds. I recommend only having the center keybind so that you can reset your camera instead if you move too far and you don't know where you're going or it's like glitching, just reset to the center. It's really nice. You're going to click center as startup so it doesn't like move around. It's going to be beautiful. And now the outputs is really important part because it's going to be what is actually happening to the little man, which is a little octopus right there. And of course, you need to know yaw, pitch, roll, X, Y, Z. It's really pretty simple. I'm actually going to showcase here right here how it works. Let's start that video, and I'm going to click mirror just to have it just pair up with my head. It doesn't really change anything in terms of the actual movement. If I click non-enter here, you can see how it centers back into the middle. And just open, also close the options menu for some reason. And yaw is, of course, left, right. Pitch is up, down. Roll, I have it disabled because I don't really use it. Then X, it's going to be just like actually moving your head left and right. So just like putting your head, moving left or right yourself. And then Y is up and down. Say up and then down. Then Z is actually zooming in and out, but I don't really use that since War Thunder has a zoom button, which I found is way more reliable than using the Track IR. Well, not Track IR, this OpenTrack. And this thing, it doesn't really matter. You go out into game detection, and once you open your game, it'll actually detect what game you have. So it's going to be just immediately opening into the game that you have, whether that be War Thunder, DCS, Microsoft Flight Simulator, just basically anything. Then filter is going to be how much it smoothes, and the dead zone in case you don't want like super microscopic movement, which I recommend. It prevents jittering. Now for mapping, it's going to be basically the settings. This is 100% how you feel like it. If you want it to be smoother, you can change it. If you want it to be like more quick moving, so that you don't have to move your head slowly, you can also make it like that. If you want to like move your head very little and have it move a lot, you can also change that. And here I'm just going to showcase how the yaw one I have. Well, yeah, the yaw have moves left and right, and you can see that when I move my head left, it moves up, and I can actually change the little line to see if I want it to move slower or faster, or if I want it to be immediate, or if I want it to be like smaller. I have it in 180, so you can actually look behind you. You can have it to 90 if you only want to look right next to you, but I have it 180 so I can look behind me, not just right in front of me. Which actually I showed in the clip when I was looking right behind me and the plane was shooting at me. Now, as for pitch here, it's actually going to be, oh, shit. Well, it's actually going to be pretty simple as well. Same as your up, down. You can move it so it moves more than 180. I recommend having 180, but having a 90 is also fine since you don't want to, like, your head physically cannot move behind. Like, you cannot look backwards when looking forwards, if that makes sense. And it doesn't recognize when your face is like above. You ignore roll, we don't really need that unless you want to, which in case you can just set it up however you want. And then X is also pretty easy, just move your head left and right. You set it up, have it like a little bit of a starts normal, then slows down, so that I don't really like overshoot the cockpit when I'm in the game, if that makes sense. Then Y up and down, it's really simple, it's not really that complicated. You can actually move how, if you put it closer to the 0 point, well, to the point of 0, it will go in quicker, and if you put it higher, it will go in faster. And I know it sounds like the same thing, but the thing is, if you put it far away from the 0 point, you have to move a lot. Like on the bottom line, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you put it close to that, you will have to move a lot. Actually, you have to move very little for it to go up and down. If you put it further away, you have to move a lot to put up and down. That's yourself. Then the other number, which is 5, 10, 15, all that, that is just how fast it moves in the game. Then for Z is just a zoom in, you don't really need that. Thank you so much for watching, and leave a like if you enjoyed, and comments, and if it was helpful. And just thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for taking the time, and I hope this video was helpful to you.